Okay, folks, happy Wednesday. I really need to move that somewhere else. It's kind of in the way. Well, really should be over here. My drink cup should be over here. Why don't we go ahead and do that now? It should be relatively easy to do. If you guys don't have one of these, you should get one. They're really inexpensive. All the R's are available on Amazon. IKEA has them. It's just a clip you can adjust, put at the end of your table. Yeah, this one's actually from IKEA. Lanespiral. Lanespiral. Yeah. Let's try this. Let's see how this works. Okay. And it's going to be really hard to clean my brush over on the left side. That's going to be really difficult to do. So, now, for the first time in my life, I had a drink left-handed. I'm sure it's happened once before by accident. Oh, man. Let's put some of this stuff away. We've been invaded. Good morning, Jeffrey. Good morning, sir. I wasn't able to paint last night. I got home, had dinner, and then we sat around and did some tweaking on our European trip. What things we definitely want to see in which places. Well, it's mostly a Spanish trip with a side of Britain. With a side of London, I should say. So, we're going to fly in a day earlier than the normal. And she's like, what do you want to do? I said, well, let's spend 2 days in London instead of just one. So, where did we leave off? Did we finish this little guy? We need to do the backside. So just kind of trying to tweak things, important stuff that you wouldn't think about, kind of like the stuff that we do on our cruise, that we're used to doing on the cruise. Like, you'll go in and, we'll set up the shows. Like, there might be like a couple of shows on a week-long cruise. There might be a couple of shows on there. And one's available only on Tuesday and Wednesday, and the different ones available on Thursday and Friday. And depending on the times, like, you might want to take this particular you might want to take this particular show because it's the later one, because we're going to be tired from, doing an excursion that same day before, stuff like that. So one of the things that we found out by doing that is the day that we were going to go to this town in Spain, was on Monday. And Monday apparently is a day that many places are closed. And that would have been a disaster had we gone to that city on that Monday. Wouldn't gotten to see everything. Royal Armories is at the Tower of London. I don't know what we're going to make it, but if I have to choose, and what I told my wife is, like, we probably need to go, and when the daughter comes in about a week, I think we've got all, like, the big stuff. But we'll go in like, okay, we're going to this town next. Everybody pick like their top thing. And if it's on everybody's top list, that's what we go and do. Because we're going to spend 2.5 weeks, but I'm going to feel like we're freaking rushed the whole time. London is one place that we have 2 days in. which sounds like a lot, but it's better than like the one day we have in a lot of places. We're going to be a couple days in Madrid. We're going to spend several days in Sevilla, but that's because that was the whole point of the trip, is to drop my daughter off there. We're but that's where the trip ends. But my top thing in London, it looks like, is going to be the Imperial War Museum. I'd love to go to the Tank Museum. It's just too damn far. You guys put it way too far away, and I don't really want to get in a confrontation with somebody about the wrong version of Dunkelgelb. Good morning, Marcus. Couldn't get on here last night. Just saying, I was doing our European trip planning. I mean, if we get to go. I want to keep throwing that out there because, it's planned. We bought the tickets, but, in this post-COVID world, you just never know. So my intention is to do videos at these places. Who knows if that materializes, right? Nothing professional. That's so unlike me. But but we'll see if that develops. But I told my wife, so you're going to be so tired of seeing freaking suits of armor, tanks, and shit like that. You're going to hate life. Yeah, I'd love to go to I'd love to go to World of Tanks. I'd love to go to Tank Museum, but it's just not doable. Just too far away. If it was just me going by myself, yeah, that's where I'd go first. But I gotta drag other people with me, so I don't want to consume an entire day of going out there. We're not gonna have a car in London, and that's just fine. Okay, let's do the. But some places are like really really rushed. Like I really, well, one of the places that we're planning on going to is Gibraltar, but we're only there one night, so it's like, what can you freaking see? Well, it's either that or you don't go at all. Like, okay, well, it's better than not going. So, I don't give a flying crap about the monkeys, and I don't think any of us do. Like, we've been to zoos before. We don't need to see poo flinging monkeys. But as far as London goes, I mean, my number one thing is the War Museum. Number two is probably the British Museum, and it might be one of those things we go in there and we spend an hour there. That's all we have time to spend. But that thing's free, So I don't need to go and spit at the royals or anything like that. They're not my royals, not my problem. You guys voted for them. You don't vote for a king. That's right, you don't. Look what you get. Oh, man. What percentage of people actually give a shit about the royals in London, in the UK? 20%? 25%? Less? I don't know what the temperature in the house is, but it's pretty close to frigid. Not frigid, but it's pretty cold, especially because I'm always drinking something cold. It's not like, oh, it's cold in the house, or we're going to drink something warm. No, I'm not drinking anything warm. Remind me when I start my trip. You'll know because I won't be online. Mid-January. Mid-January till the end of February. When the temperature here is the best. That's the worst thing. Like, I'm giving up like the most awesome days here. Although the last couple days have been pretty good. And don't get me wrong, it's cold in the house, but I wish it was like this every day. Like, look, I'm wearing long sleeves. Woohoo! You know, damn near slept in them. Although my wife did turn on the heat. I came home from lunch and she left the heater running. I'm like, what the hell is the heater doing on? I don't remember exactly what day we're leaving. Something around the 13th, 14th, something like that. I mean, if I get to go. And I'm not saying that to be cute, but, you know, we've almost not gone. We've either canceled trips or almost not gone on trips since COVID. And they haven't even been COVID related stuff. And certainly not us being sick, being any of them. Just like, we just decided to cancel this event. What about the rest? You know, so I'm a bit, what's the word? Cynical about it. I mean, we've only been trying to go to Europe. This is like the 10th or 11th time to go to Europe. I'm pretty convinced if I don't go to Europe this time, I'm not going to go to South America. Fuck it. I'm not going to South America. It's just as far as freaking Europe, and I haven't gone to Europe. We didn't come from South America. We came from Europe. Let's go check out where we came from. You know? And I got members in my family who've been to Europe 5 times, and I haven't been once. And I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go with people that have already been there. That would just piss me off. Just being with somebody that's been there like a bunch of times. Nah, don't go over there. That's no good. Well, what the fuck? I didn't ask you. Maybe I like it. You know? Need your December holiday hobby friends. We're staying in New York City this year. I don't know what we're doing between Christmas and New Year's. We thought we were going to go up to go see my wife's best friend is up in Virginia. Right there on the DC outskirts. But they're going to Miami, and my wife's like, you want to go to Miami for holiday season? I'm like, fuck no. I can't think of anywhere less holiday-like than Miami. Yeah, let's go in the really cold weather somewhere that's really freaking warm. Like, no, I don't really want to go. I may end up going, but, you know, I don't want to go. Did you ask? You asked me. I don't ever want to go to Miami, much less when it's lukewarm there. Like, what the hell, man? You're giving up great days. I'd rather go to New York. I'll be right up there to visit you. Yeah, New York was expensive as shit when we went. I'd go again, though. It was cool. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do. But that's one of those vacations that the plan is closed, so I get a vacation and I have to prepare for it kind of thing. So it's like a freebie, you know? Now, short term. Thursday night, probably not going to be on. Got something we're going to go see with my mom. Supposedly. This weekend, I may not be on Saturday morning. I don't know. We've got to go down to St. Pete and move the big things out of my daughter's dorm out. And we haven't talked about what time we're leaving. Unfortunately, we have to take a work truck. Yay! And, as we don't have vehicles that can carry, it's nothing big, but it won't fit in a regular car. Because we're moving all the stuff that my daughter can't move out in her car. Because she'll come back in like 2 or 3 days later. Usually go to Virginia, but my wife is working this year, so New York City it will be. I read somewhere an article that said New York City was the most romantic city in the world, and the first thing I thought of is, what the hell are you smoking? I don't find New York City romantic at all. It's cool, but no. No, it's too dirty, too many homeless people to be romantic. Honey, this is beautiful. Yeah, if that guy would just get off my bench. Hey, I'm trying to sit here. Hey, I'm sleeping here. I'm sleeping over here. How do you get to Virginia? I guess you just fly and because you don't drive there. Man, that's got to be really weird that I have a car, but I've not had a car before either. Worst thing about not having a car, I don't know. There's like in my situation, I feel like the clock is ticking. I feel like the clock is ticking on like vehicles. Like they have they have so much shit on vehicles now that I don't want on my car that I'm like I'm gonna have to buy an older car. But then it's older and it'll break down and shit like that. But I think they'll either discontinue a model that I want or the problem with used cars is so many people don't take care of them. Like, it's real simple, folks. You got to put gas in it and you got to take them for oil change. You can't just like run them into the ground. So I'm always concerned about what the previous owner did to them, and just like you said, you never get it out of your system when you're poor. I'll never get out of my system that I didn't have a car until I was 26. I'm never going to get that out of my system. And I just felt like I missed out on like 6 years or even more. Maybe a decade. Doing as well, but the train is nice. Usually take Amtrak. I like going on the train. I don't, I don't panic for takeoff on a plane on a train. I don't have to drink on a train to stay calm. I don't have to drink on a plane either, but it helps. It helps to not worry about shit that I really shouldn't be worried about to begin with, but I'm worried about it. You ever seen somebody get airsick on a plane? And that's not me. I have a cast iron stomach. My problems are all mental. You ever seen anybody use one of those air sickness bags? I mean, they're always there. I've never seen anybody been like, oh, I don't feel so good, blah, you know. And it's like, shit, what do you do with that? Fold it up and put it behind the seat and hope nobody notices? Never seen one of those things being used. I mean, I guess that's a good thing, but I don't get motion sickness. All right. What I want to know is this seat on here padded at all for your comfort? No, and I've flown a lot. Yeah, it must have happened a long time ago. Must have been from the 60s. That must have happened when the stewardesses were all super hot. I remember when I was a kid, when I was like we used to fly Pan Am and Eastern, and the stewardesses on Pan Am and Eastern were just freaking gorgeous. You know, I'm like 11 years old. Maybe I was stupid, you know, but I don't know. I said that to a pilot friend of mine. He says, "Oh yeah, well the problem is it's the same stewardesses." Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna go 25 pounder desert. Maybe this will get me where I need to go. You need to find one that does. Some guy doesn't have his seat on here. Engines of the Western Allies. Oh, this is interesting. This has the unit marking on the actual gun. I never thought about doing that. And on the roach coach. I never thought about doing that. Well, that'll add a pop of color there. It does not look like it's padded. Oh, this one's in the Australian War Memorial. Oh, it's got a little Morris back there. Mine looks more realistic. Okay. I just noticed this doesn't have any of the steering wheels and stuff to turn it up and turn it down. Oh well. I don't mind these models being a little on the basic side. They're a lot more durable. Okay, those will need a dusting on the rivets. You put the unit marking on mine, I hope correct. Oh, you already have a 25 pounder for the desert? I'm playing catch up. This looks like something they'd park in Battery Park. Rolex watch, Rolex watch. I don't know, maybe they don't do that anymore. That was from our 2023 trip. Maybe people aren't wearing Rolex, knockoff Rolexes anymore. I've never seen a Rolex watch I'd wear. Not that I would spend that kind of money. I'm perfectly happy with Swiss Army watches. I can't imagine wearing a watch that costs $500, much less thousands. I can't imagine. I can't imagine having an Apple Watch. I don't want one, and I also don't want something that you accidentally bang into things and you get scratches on it that cost that kind of money. Because you're careful with things, but shit happens. You know, especially if you're somebody that talks with their hands. you know, um, it happens. And if I don't have expensive sunglasses, I'm sure as hell not going to have an expensive watch. It's a lot easier to keep track of sunglasses than a watch. You've got one. About 2 years ago, I bought the Italy Alamein set. That comes with a little train station, doesn't it? Which I never heard about a train station there. But then, I didn't really study the. That's not one of those battles that I really studied. It's one of those, it's a bit too late type of thing. But at Alamein, the Allies have all kinds of tanks there. They got Grants and Shermans and Valentines, and I think the Matildas at that point are only in Scorpion mode. I think the Matildas were already pulled off the front line service. The tank brigades were equipped with probably either Churchills or Valentines. The battle was named after the train station. Well, there you go. I guess it's kind of important. Well, a train station's got to be by the coast, I would think. The part of Egypt that I've always found fascinating, not always found fascinating, but recently found fascinating, is that oasis at Siwa. Because everything is like freaking desolate, nothing freaking grows there. Well, yeah, there's things that grow there, but nothing normal grows there. And you go all the way to this place out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, you know, it's like these cantinas in the middle of nowhere. Like, what the hell? Actually, I never heard about it until I started learning about Alexander the Great, where we went down there and saw those people that told him, hey, you might be a god. Or he started convincing himself that he might be a god. So you can actually go on Google Earth down there. It's just like wicked weird that there's, this is going on all the way down there. Just like the Battle of Waterloo. Yeah, which they inconveniently put on my birthday. I didn't find that out about 3 years ago. Oh, you didn't know you didn't know that your birthday was on the Battle of Waterloo? I said no, but I knew it was 4 days before the beginning of Operation Barbarossa. No, I don't do Napoleonic shit. Literally, I think like 4 years ago, I found out that Waterloo was on my birthday. And some people would say, "You mean your birthday's on Waterloo?" I said, "No, Waterloo's on my birthday. I found out about my birthday first, then I found out about Waterloo. That's the order that it's in. Same as one of your friends. You know? Oh, I didn't ask to be born, or to be born on that day. Growing up, I couldn't imagine having a birthday on a school day. And some people say, "No, but all your friends are around." I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to go to school on my birthday. Just like I'm never going to work on my birthday again. Just out of principle. That's stupid. Happy birthday, go to work." Nope. What year does it fall next year? Hopefully it's not on a stupid day like Wednesday. I may have to work. I may have to work next year on my birthday. I don't have any vacation days left. What day is it? Watch it be something stupid. A Tuesday or something. Let's see. Wednesday. Yep. See, if I work for the government, I could take my birthday off and have Juneteenth off. Looks like a couple of these didn't get molded really well. Some of the rivets here didn't get molded. Is that common to all of the... Nope, that's just this one. This one didn't get injected properly. We used to nickname him Napoleon. Oh, your friend? Yeah, he was the one that adapted the rules in the book Charge, which followed us to use our airfixed Napoleonic figures in massive war games on his lounge floor. Did you use DBX basing? Napoleon, was he short? Wasn't even French. You gotta be aware. You gotta be aware of the. Gotta be worried about those short people that aren't. They don't come from one country running another one. You know, like Hitler. You know, not a German. Stalin, not Russian. Napoleon, not French. No, I don't do Napoleonics, but I'd play Napoleonics. Like I'm not like I don't have like an aversion to it, like I do the American Civil War. Oh, there's a question. Sounds like I'm still King Napoleon. I'll never forget that one. A couple of years ago, I came across some guy, an older gentleman that did a post. I'd say even older than Jeffrey. I'm not trying to say you're not that old. I'm just saying, somebody that's about maybe 20 years older than me, and they were playing their first World War II game ever, and I'm like, what have you been doing your whole life? Like, what else is there? What else is there other than World War II stuff? Airfix Napoleonic figures were the first figures I tried to paint. I think it was in middle school. Just never interested me. As I hopped right in from dinosaurs to World War II. I didn't go anything in between. And I don't mind World War One as long as it's not trench warfare. Trench warfare just doesn't interest me. It's too static. Well, I got bit by the oh fuck it gene. And I got something, I talked myself into ordering something yesterday that may not arrive for a while because the seller's on vacation, but the price on it is right. So, we'll say, let's just say I'm all in on the desert. Marcus. Thanks, Marcus. Well, we'll have to do some figures after this. we'll have to put some crews together because these things are useless without crews. You got to have the crew members for these. I mean, they're out and about. Battalions of 32 to 40 figures, 4 to a base. Hot Wheels tracks for roads. Oh dear. Waterloo farm buildings and card railway buildings for towns did a campaign and fought Waterloo over a weekend. Hey, I just talked people into buying airbrushes. Most people would probably say, "Oh, you have an airbrush? You could use it to weather this stuff." No, no, I have no interest in weathering this with an airbrush. I got a lot more control with a paintbrush. Fuck yeah! And every time I paint something, I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's like let's do more. Plenty extra wood to feed the fire. Yeah, so there's this one seller that's on vacation on eBay, and I bought 3 packs of S model Crusaders. So there'll be 6 Crusaders coming at some point, hopefully in December. So of course the next thing I'm looking at is when I'm going to buy 5 packs of M1340. So then you have 10 M1340s versus 6 Crusaders. I mean, it just, you know, hey, we're having fun. There's there's one of those websites, and it might be Tank Encyclopedia or Engines of the. There's two. I get those two places mixed up, and one of them has a really long article on the M1340, like really long, with a lot of tactical details of battles. I was like surprised. I'm like, damn, where the hell did this come from? You know. Um, First campaign was Airfix Waterloo French infantry, unfortunately using gloss light blue. Well, it's probably what you had. When you're a kid, you paint with what you have. Pactra, used Pactra paint. Okay, this side looks good. That side looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. We got time to do the other one, I hope. That'd be a good stopping point. And if we don't get it all done, well, we'll pick it up next time we're painting. Try to paint those figures. Both the French and British were molded in yellow. Oh dear. One weekend staying at my grand's, tried to base them on cardboard like I'd seen in Battle magazine. I was about 11 at the time. With rubber cement, right? Rubber cement's some cool stuff. I don't know if people even use it anymore. It's like poor man's hot glue gun. Gotta leave early. All right, man. Rubber cement's always one of those things that always tell you on your school supply list you needed to get. And it was one of those things that may or not even be used that year. Paste is another one of those. Gotta get some paste. Like, we didn't even do anything with it. There'll be some random project where, you gotta collect. That's the projects that I used to hate as a kid. Go home and get a magazine, and then bring several magazines, and we're gonna cut out pictures and put them on cardboard and glue them, whatever the theme may be. And I'm like, we don't have any magazines at home. That's who has magazines? No, we didn't subscribe to any magazines. And if we did, we certainly wouldn't cut them up. Now, the one thing I do like is, I like having a subscription. I don't have a subscription. I buy individual copies of whatever it's called. War Game Soldier and Strategy. I can print up the pages that I want. So that's kind of like cutting it up. But then I can make more pages when I need to. But getting one copy of a magazine and cutting it up, yeah, I don't want to do that. That feels dirty. Didn't you guys growing up ever have your parents say, man, why are you always playing war stuff? I didn't. It was just normal. That didn't happen back then. That's what you're supposed to be doing. I parked my car outside the other day at home, which was the first time I had done it since it's gotten cold. And it was such a pain to like get ready to go to work, but then you couldn't because there was frost on your car and you had to defrost that. I couldn't park in the garage because we'd taken the Christmas stuff down and all the empty boxes are all in the garage. Just need to put them back up. And hadn't done that. It's been really difficult for me to deal with this time change. You get home from work, not even that late, and then within minutes it's dark, and it just affects your psyche. So like yesterday, I got home and my wife wasn't home, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna have a snack. I'll wait till I'll wait till she wasn't gonna cook for me or anything, but I'm like, I'll wait till we eat together. So I ended up making a cup of coffee, and that held me over and kept me from wanting to crawl into bed and go to sleep. I don't like this getting dark early business. And the other thing I hadn't noticed before, I probably noticed it before, but I haven't really put it into words, is the other day, yesterday or the day before, or maybe even the day before that, I'm driving home and sunset's coming ish. And the sun, instead of it being in my face, is like way off to the left because I'm traveling west. It's like really far down, because it's in the southern hemisphere. I'd never noticed that before. And I was out in the yard the other day at work, and I'm like, it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I just realized, man, it looks different. Like you could tell it's winter because like the sun's, you're getting shadows from obliquely. Just stuff you don't think about. And it's even worse for you guys that are, hell, England is like, Spain is even with Massachusetts, so, right? So England is even more like Labrador or something like that. Like, that's pretty far north. Because, like, if you go straight across from where we're at, you get to Egypt. And I'm like, man, that's weird. I think of Egypt as something like way more south than where we're at, but nope. Actually, I'm right across from this. Isn't that right? Or am I losing my mind? Let's see. Why is my map not exactly up and down? Wow, that's pretty damn close. We're pretty even with Operation Crusader. Pretty darn close. Yeah, the UK's Newfoundland, Labrador. That's Spain's Massachusetts. Yeah, you don't. don't think we're going to get this done, but we're going to get close. So, anyways, to get back what I was saying, I'm going to be out basically all day Saturday, and I got a Christmas event with the model pit meeting people on Sunday, in the middle of the day. But so we should still be able to do Sunday morning stuff. We'll probably still do Saturday morning stuff. It's the advantage of doing stuff really early. I was telling my wife the other day, I said, I really need this holiday season to kind of take down notes. We're in the car listening to, we're going to do errands or something like that. And she wanted to listen to Christmas music, holiday music. It's like, I need to really keep track of like what songs I don't ever want to hear again. There's just some that I just don't care for. And there's not many, but there's a few. I don't know, there might be 12. It might be more than 12, actually. Sit down and list them. And I guess it isn't a problem unless you really dislike a song that's one of your family members' favorite songs. Then you've got conflict. Although I don't think that's the case. You know, your favorite song is a song that nobody in your family can handle, listen to, or vice versa. Yeah, that'd be a little problematic. That'd be a little annoying. Man, the last 10 minutes went like... That's what I hate about painting. Your time goes by too fast. Like, okay, I should be able to get this. What the hell did the last 15 minutes go? What the hell? And then when we'll get back to this, we'll end up doing a dusting of this stuff with the light sand, not the pale sand. Sorry about that. Pale sand. Okay, so now that we've got that and the two 25-pounders and this little guy, we do need to paint the little tarp. That'll be the next thing that we do. But this 3-piece roof, obviously this will be glued. There's not a whole lot of a lip for that thing to sit on. Go sit on this lip. It's gonna look something like that. And then we'll have one with a soft center roof and the other one without. But I didn't realize that there was the numbers and stuff on the guns. I don't know that I'm going to do that. I was always intending to do that on the vehicles. You can't see inside this thing at all, so that was definitely I think the correct decision. Yeah, that'll definitely need to be glued down. That's definitely the correct decision to make as far as painting the interior with that issue. You can't see anything in there. I was going to make the windows, but man, it would have just taken 4 hours. Just seems like to do each one. That's just not a good use of my time. And of course, we got to paint little headlights. That's the highlight of everything. Okay, folks. Well, that's where we're at right now, and we'll see you guys on the next one.